Hello, friends. Welcome back to a new episode on the Successes Update channel. And yes, we all got the news since Tuesday, and Archetypes is live on Spotify and it's making wonders all around the world. So make sure that you stay up to the end of this episode. You will be able to see a little bit how the first episode is doing in different countries all over the world. So yes, let's do this with Archetypes. I've listened to the first episode many times. I think I counted, I think 6 times now, since Tuesday up to now, 6 times. So why 6 times? Because I wanted to really make sure to understand each part, each word before I share with you my thoughts. First of all, since the first time I listened to it, I was amazed. I'm not a fan of podcasts, first of all. To be honest, it's not the first podcast I listened to. I've listened to podcasts in the past because actually of Ari and Megan, because whenever they were guests on a podcast, so I will listen because I'm their supporter. For example, when they were on the Teenage Therapy podcast, I listened to that. And then Ari was a guest on the Dax podcast also. I listened to that. But besides Ari and Megan, I don't usually listen to podcasts because, like, I don't know, I cannot listen to something for too long. Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's my limit. But for this podcast, it was 58 minutes in total. I was able to listen to it not only the first time with like joy, great joy, and then 5 more times, and I plan to listen to it also again before the next episode. So my thoughts, first of all, great concept and archetypes, and this is what we needed. This is what we as women needed because we've been abused with this kind of archetypes. No matter who we are, no matter how well we are doing in life, no matter how rich or poor we are. So at some point in our lives, if we want to move, we will face obstacles. We will face this kind of archetypes in our lives. So it was well needed, and nobody could go through it better than Megan because, as she said, she went through it and she's still going through it with strength, with courage, but she's still going through it. And as a human being, maybe she's still suffering from it too because she's a human being, and that's what many people refuse to admit, that she's a human being with feelings. So of course there are something that will hurt her. Of course she will suffer, she will feel sad or happy about some situations. But that is for another conversation. But archetypes. So the first episode was about the misconception of the ambition. And then the guest, Serena Williams, Megan's great friend. So they've been friends for a long time now. And I like, first of all, let's structure this video, okay? So how it started. Megan reminded us of what happened when she was 11 years old, okay? When she saw that sexist ad about how women were the only one who go in the kitchen doing the dishes. And then she wrote some letters, for example, to the First Lady, Hillary Clinton, and then other people also, and of course to the company who did the sexist ad, and then how she was able with a later campaign to make them change the ad from they went from women all over the world to people all over the world. So I think that was a great way to introduce herself so that people who heard about her through the media can have like a first introduction, seeing that she's not starting that now. She didn't start to to be about women empowerment at 40 or at 30 or when she married Prince Harry, but she was always about it since she was 11 years old. So it was a good introduction. And at the same time, so it was a good way also to fact check some books or book that was released earlier this year, full of lies. So that was very clever of her. And I really like that. And also, I like um, the story about Immaculate Heart. So I didn't know the story, to be honest. So it was really refreshing to hear how the school or the idea of the school uh, like why the school was created and then what was behind that. So it was really great. And then, of course, the way that after that she introduced the series, Archetype series, that what is going to be about, and then what they are going to talk, and then the different parts and everything. And can I say before I continue, I fell in love with the theme song. Oh my God, I'm a woman. Uh, Take the time to go to the lyrics, and it's a statement for us women. It's a statement, and really how we are. We are beautiful. We are divine. Oh my goodness, I really loved. I still love the theme song, and I keep listening to it over and over and over because for me, listening to it, listening to the words, it's like it's a statement, it's a declaration of who I want to be as a woman and to accept me as a woman and all my characteristics. Yeah, so you can go listen to it. And so to continue, so Megan's first guest was Serena Williams. And then that conversation was so, so intimate. I felt like two friends, two good friends, two great friends having a chat, and I just happened to have the opportunity to listen to it. That's how I felt. So it was so genuine, natural, and this is how friends talk with each other. Myself, this is how I talk with my girlfriends, like or my best friend, and about we can talk about something, let's say about the word ambition, and then we talk, we giggle, we cry, we be silly, we be serious. So this is what I was able to witness in that podcast, that they are good friends, they are great friends, that there's no doubt about it. And then how, like, even though it was not public, but how Megan was behind the scenes sometimes when Serena was going through some losses, uh, and then how Megan was able to witness that. And so, yes, so it really proved that they are great friends. So they talked about the word ambition and especially how it is considered a dirty word for women. Like if your woman is ambitious, it's not seen as good as if it was a man. So when a man is ambitious, it's like, oh, he's a model, he's a role model, and then everybody has to applaud him, and then he has to be praised for that. That means he wants to be someone, he wants to build a better life for himself, for his family, and then he's brave, he's courageous, he's breaking barriers, and then yes, he has to be praised, to be applauded. But when a woman is ambitious, when a woman dare to be ambitious, oh my God, she's a social climber. She's a, the word B. She's a B. And like Megan said, she has an agenda. And then she's power hungry. She's aggressive. And then who does she think she is? So a woman cannot be ambitious. It's not well seen by the world, unfortunately. And the worst part is that it's not well seen by other women. Why is that? Like, because let's say, if you go to social media or even in the media, you will see a lot of the times other women are trying to destroy other women who dare to go after their goals, who dare to have goals, who dare to want to achieve more and to rise higher. Why is that? Personally, I think, first of all, these women were brainwashed by the patriarchal system, but also it's kind of a jealousy because some women, they were so scared they were paralyzed with fear to go to be a better version of themselves, to be able to dare to be themselves, to dare to be free, to dare to be authentic. They couldn't. And then they have resentment towards other women who decided that being themselves, being authentic, being successful is worth it, you know, because we know that in the society, if a woman decided, let's say Megan or Serena, they decided to be themselves and to choose the life they want to live. And we all know all the obstacles that they faced and they are still facing, but they dare to stand up and stand up for themselves. But other women who doesn't have that courage and were jealous of that, so they decided instead of being inspired by these other women, they decided to bash them and to try to destroy them. That is so sad. That is so sad. Why being so sad? And we've seen that after that first episode. A lot of women out of nowhere, oh, Megan is this, Megan is that. Megan, shut up, you know, most of the British gossipers. Or, you know, we've seen all the reaction. It's jealousy. It's jealousy. Like, you are not strong enough to stand for yourself and you want to destroy somebody else who dare to be themselves, who have the courage to face anything, to face the backlash, to face the obstacles, to live an authentic life. So you have to shut up and you have to sit down and at least be inspired. That's what I have to say to these women. It's so pitiful. It's so sad. So pitiful and so sad. Why be so pitiful? Why be so sad and so pathetic? Why? That lady, these people, these women pursuing their goals. These women who dare to be ambitious. That means who dare to have goals and to want to achieve more and to have more. And what is the problem with that? Having more and achieve more. There's no problem with that because men have been doing that forever. But when a women want more, it's the problem. So yes, so these jealous women should be ashamed of themselves and just sit down and then be inspired and gather some courage. Or if you don't have enough courage, just don't say anything, or go and focus on something else or somebody else, but let other people live their life, live their authentic life. So that was my observation. So yes, so Megan and Serena, they went through some hardships that Serena has to face in the court, like how she was treated unfairly. And sometimes, like even Serena said that she lost a match. There was a match taken away from her. She didn't even say any bad words, any curse words, but that game was taken from her. And then when you listen to the reactions of the other men, the tennis players, the male tennis players, during games, and then they use curse words. They are disrespectful, but still, nobody judged them. There were no backlash, and there were no games taken away from them. So yes, the treatment is unfair. And I know some people said, "Oh, but it's Serena, and then she's rich and everything." No matter what she's rich, she's a human being, and that's why we need to understand that these people are human beings. She was not born rich, like she said at some point in the podcast. She's part of a family of 5 children. They were in a 2-bedroom house. So she was not born rich. She's rich now because she had ambition. She had goals. She worked hard to reach her goals and then to be the best, to be the greatest of all time. She mastered her craft And then now she's able to be rich because she deserved it. Nobody gave her the wealth that she has. She worked for it, so she deserved it. So yes, either she's rich or poor, she's still a human being, and she has the right to call out unfair treatments. So yes, she was treated unfairly, and they went through that in the podcast. And after that, we have also Serena has a mom, and according to what she said, that she's evolving outside of the tennis world because she wants to focus on being a mom, and of course she wants to focus on the other ventures that she had, but she wants also to grow a family, so maybe she wants other kids. And they were talking about how as soon as a woman become a mom, they start to ask them that question: how do you balance life as a mom and as a working person? Like, and they never ask that question to a husband, to the husband, to the father, to the new father. So again, it's the other double standard. And of course, we had Megan who shared that story about what happened in South Africa, and with Archie. Like, I was shocked and I was sad and happy that she was able to get away, and happy that Archie now is in the States and is well, healthy, and especially is alive. Because there are too many things that happen around Archie that there's no coincidence. I will stop right there. I will just stop at that. There is no coincidence. So this baby, this little boy, Prince Archie, he's a miracle baby. And we praise the Lord for all that he did for him and that he will continue to do for him. And he's going to achieve great things. So, yeah. And they tried to say that the South Africans were mad at Megan. But first of all, before you get mad at someone, something was said in a podcast, okay? Go listen to the podcast yourself. Don't go and get mad about the interpretation, the twist of other racists online. This is ridiculous. It's a podcast. You can go and listen. What did she say? Go and listen for yourself and judge. You cannot just take the words from racist, well-known racists and people from the Daily Mail. Like, come on, South Africans, come on, wake up. But anyway, they have proven that it wasn't really South Africans. And of course, it was racists from the UK pretending to be South Africans. And that thing came from a well-known racist, a Meghan hater. And the good news is that his Twitter account was shut down by Twitter today, finally, after many, many months of harassment, of hate campaign against Meghan. Finally, Twitter did something today. So, yeah, but he was the one who started that hate campaign, and then some people fell for it. But what I would like to say to people listening to that, when you read something about Meghan, let's say about Meghan, before you start being like mad and angry at her, go and listen to what she said. Because Spotify is free, you don't need to pay actually. You don't have to have a premium account to go and listen to a podcast. You can just create an account, Spotify, free, and then listen. And after you listen, then if you decide to be mad or angry, okay, then at least you have listened to what she said. But don't get angry reading the tweets or reading Daily Mail. That is disgusting. Come on, people, we are adults. We have ears. Go and listen to a podcast first, and don't let racist people get you mad at things that you didn't even say. So go listen to the podcast before you have a reaction. So that was my thoughts about this hate campaign that they tried, but they failed as usual. They did try, but they failed. So yes, so after that, you had Meghan asked Serena to describe herself, to use 3 words to describe herself: when she was a child, and then as an adult now, and then how she would like the world to see her. So I'm not going to go into the details, because if you didn't listen to the podcast yet, I want you to go and listen and enjoy the podcast. So I'm just giving you my thoughts. So yes, I think it's a great initiative, because like Megan said, words are powerful, and we speak life through words. Because even if you're a Christian, like in the beginning, God created earth with words. So words are powerful. So the way you talk about yourself, the words that you use to describe yourself, the words that you use for yourself are impactful, have impact on you, on everything that you're doing in life. So you really have to be careful about what words you're using to describe yourself. So I like that exercise at the end of the podcast, and she said that she's going to do it with each guest. So I really like that, and also for yourself while listening to the podcast, answer to the question also, what words that you would like to that you will describe yourself as a child and now as an adult. So it's really a great and powerful exercise. And yes, it was a very moving podcast first episode, and I enjoyed, and I didn't even see time passing by. Like, it was 58 minutes, and I enjoyed every single minute. And of course, she had also Dr. Laura. She was there also to explain ambition and how ambitious women are seen in society. So she came with some facts and with some research also about that. So it's not all about the chatting between two friends, but you have some insight also from expert in the field. So yes, so I really liked the first episode, and I cannot wait for the next one. So what we know so far is that the episode will go live every Tuesday. So it will be 12 weeks. So we have the first week. So we have 11 more weeks. And then, yes, so we had a Megan drought for many weeks, but now we are well fed, and we will be able to have Megan's back and be able to hear Megan's voice every week now. And she promised to be herself. She promised to be unfiltered. So yes, we have Miss Tig back. And then I'm so happy. And then the great news is that the podcast is a huge success. So at the end of the video, so you will be able to see how it's doing in different countries, but it's number one right now in 10 countries, including France, India, and Portugal. And these countries, English is not even their first language. Can you imagine how big it is? Like France, their language is French. Megan is number one. And then you have Portugal, number one. India, number one. Hong Kong, number one. Canada, number one. And guess what? UK, number one. Yes, so the podcast is doing very, very, very well. And yes, so we will be able to see the charts at the end of this video. So make sure that you will stay up to the end. And yes, so I encourage you to go listen, give it a listen, and listen many times, like while we wait for Tuesday. So the guest will be Maria Carey, and Megan said that it's going to be a good one. And we know it's going to be a good one. So we cannot wait. Not only we cannot wait to hear her chatting with Maria Carey, but we cannot wait to see what topic they are going to chat about, because with Serena it was ambition. So I cannot wait to see what she will chat about with Maria Carey. So yes, so that's it for my thoughts. What did you think of the podcast? So please share with us in the comments. What were your thoughts? What did you like the most? how were you impressed by it? How were you inspired by the podcast? What words, what sentence what story impact you the most? So we would like to hear from you. And again, thank you for listening to us, and thank you for your support. And then don't forget to like and subscribe. We promise you to, to do more videos daily so that we can stay in touch. So thank you again for listening. And then if go listen right now, go on Spotify and listen to Archetypes, and then get carried away with Megan's soothing voice. So bye, take care.